Okay. Hello, everyone. And I'm sure it's not the first time you heard that today, but may the 4th be with you. Good morning or good afternoon, ladies. Who's here? Karina, Lara, Ruby, T. Hello, ladies. Hello, hello. Hey, Laura. I have to tell ya, I did have a little nap today. I was pooped. I was pooped. So, if you are not part of Patreon, you might not have heard, but Katie had her baby. Hi, Deb. Katie had her baby on April 27th, so exactly a week ago. Exactly a week ago. It'll be exactly 7 days at like almost 10 o'clock tonight. At the time, it felt like it was, hi Sylvia. At the time, it felt, I guess, stressful because it didn't seem like it was progressing at all. Like almost 12 hours after water broke and nothing had happened. So it just felt like, how long is she going to have to put up with this? Like forever. But then things started happening around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, exactly 13 hours after her water broke. And then within 6 hours, she had the baby. So she was 6 pounds, 8 ounces, 18.5-inch long. So she's super small. She looks like a little doll. She's so cute. And then on Monday, she had to be admitted again because she had jaundice, which they said is quite frequent on preemies because she was born 3 weeks ahead. But 24 hours, just about, a little less than 24 hours under those lights, and man, her numbers like improved. She never, miraculously, usually in the first 5 days, babies lose weight, right? Like she was born at 6'8". She went home at 6'1", so she had lost 7 ounces, which they thought it was really good because it was like 40 hours in or whatever. But ever since then, believe me, that little piggy is not losing any weight. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Judy. You have to mow the lawn. Oh, and so the season begins, right? So the season begins of mowing the lawn. So ever since then, and I know for Americans, grams, you don't use grams, but she's gaining about an ounce every day. So about 30, 35 grams every day. She's a little piggy. Her name is Alexis Amelia. I'm going to call her Lexi. And that's why she was looking for a name that she could use it many different ways, right? So, it's Alexis Amelia. So we can call her Alex. We can call her Lexi. Or we can call her Lex. Or Alexis. So, and I'm sure there's more. Allie, which I don't think we will because short story long. It reminds us of someone that is not very pleasant. So I haven't, another short story long. She was born on Thursday. Because of all the rules put in place, because of you know what, it hasn't been taken away. Those rules have not been taken away. So I was not allowed in the room with her. So I went to the hospital and I walked the halls with her for a girl. And I'm missing something there. I'm in the right place. I was on the last one, LOL. Oh, no. Laura says, great to hear. She responded so quickly to the jaundice treatment and also had such a good appetite. I know the first photo, she looks so chunky because she has cheeks. And you know what? When we did it's called UC baby, like you see the baby in uterus. Even the girl that was doing this, the scan or whatever, she's like, oh my gosh, look at her cheeks. She's going to have chubby cheeks. And she does. She sent me a picture last night after her treatment, and my goodness, she's so awake. Now her eyes are open, and so it was making her a little sleepy. So it's good that they didn't wait. It's good that they didn't wait. They just did it. And then she was there again yesterday, and her numbers were wonderful. So they said, good to go. And she is nursing like a pro. They said that's quite surprising for preemies. So it's good. It's all good. Okay, was that there? And it just came out. So I how is this gonna go? Okay, I did this paper weaving. Now I won't remember what this paper weaving was for. Was that for Patreon? Was that for a virtual crop? Was that, I don't know, or for a YouTube video? I think it was for Patreon. I think. I don't know. You know, they say when you're pregnant, you get brain fog. Does that work for the mom? Okay, I have to tell you this, okay? The night before, well, about a week before she was due, I don't think that goes there. I'm just going to cut it. About a week before she had the baby, I started getting heartburn, which I never have heartburn. I haven't had it since. I had heartburn all the time because she had heartburn. I'm thinking that's why. The night before, like when I went to bed and then at 3 o'clock in the morning, she called me saying that her water broke. I went to bed with such lower back pain that it felt like it was a labor. I'm telling you, Dave was in Las Vegas and he called me and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with my back. It's ridiculous. It hurts so bad and there's no reason for it to hurt that bad. Anyway, about, 4 or 5 hours later, she calls me, tells me she's in labor. So I'm like, was I having like sympathy labor pains? What is going on? Anyway, the next day, until I went to the hospital and I started walking the halls with her, I'm like, oh, finally, my back is letting up. Like my back was just, oh. Deb says, yes, it does. My mom and sister were in the room with me. 16 hours of hard labor and then 4 more of pushing. They did almost as much work. They were exhausted. Sympathy pain. Oh my gosh. It's like I knew, but the Sunday before she went, the Saturday before the Thursday, I told her, I said, I dreamt you went into labor, and I had never dreamt that, since she got pregnant. I said, I dreamt you went into labor. My daughter, her older sister, that same night dreamt that she was pregnant and went in and had a baby that night. So we were all like feeling the vibes. And my back hasn't hurt since. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I see the little cloth here. I think I'm going to clean my glasses. So I was going to get up this morning and I was going to film a bunch of videos and all this stuff. And then yesterday was a day from craziness. I had an appointment for a massage. She said, by the way, my legs and my back was all kinds of messed up. Although I'm not feeling any pain, but she said it was really bad. So I went and did that. Then I came home and I had to film some videos. I did that. Then you should see my plants, like for my garden. Oh my gosh, unreal. So I had a hard time finding little pots to transplant them. So when I went for my massage, I went to the dollar store and I found some. So I spent all afternoon transplanting those plants. It took me over 2 hours, and I didn't do all of them. I only did about 75. I hope they don't die. I hope they don't die. This is my first time doing anything like that, right? So I hope they don't die. So I did that. I just finished, and then I looked at the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go pick up Mason. He's got a hockey practice. So I went to pick him up. And it's so funny because Dave and I the other night talked about, where they have their practice, and he goes, oh, they're all at and names the arena. So I never checked. We're there early. We're the first people there. Very often that happens. And then all of a sudden I'm like, why is nobody else getting here? So I look at the schedule and we're at the wrong arena. We're at the wrong arena. So the arena is only 10 minutes away, but of course by that time it's 4 o'clock rush time in that city. It's a very congested city. It's the traffic is ridiculous. Anyway, so we get him to the hockey practice and he goes to hockey practice. So that all worked out, but I was telling him, I said, and that's why, buddy, we're always early. Because he always says, Mammy, we're always so early. And I'm like, this is why we are early, because you can pivot. You have time to change and go somewhere else, because there's nothing worse than that. So it all worked out, but it was funny because we weren't the only ones that did it. There's somebody that arrived even later than us, and she's like, oh my gosh, I went to the other rink. And I was like, so did I. So did I. You know what? I'm going to use this. Why not, right? It's just sitting there. What are the chances it's not going to be all messed up? Oh my gosh. You know what? Ever since I used, this is not the cheap ATG. But ever since I used the cheap ATG, it messed up my ATG gun. I'm never putting another cheap ATG. It's not even cheap ATG. It's expensive ATG. But the sucky ATG. I'm never putting it in my pink one again. I think what I'm going to have to do, and I don't even know if I have any of that left. I looked for it the other day. What's it called? Like to clean off. I'll just take alcohol and I'll just clean it up nicely. So I'll do that. I'll make sure to clean it all up before I put another. So if I run out, hopefully my red ATG gun is close. I don't have any cheap, from the dollar store that I can just, some glue runners. I don't have any of those. I've used them all up. which is good. That's what you want to do, right? You want stuff used up. You want stuff used up. Hi, Barb. How you doing? How you doing? Are you going to Cecile's, what do you call it, Saturday? I considered it. Because Karen sent me when it was, but let me change teams here. He's got a game at 10. At least all the games are in Diet. He's got a game at 10, and he's got a game at 4:15. So I don't know. And then I was like, well, I could probably do it. And then I'm like, oh my gosh. I think I'm just too tired. If I wasn't so tired, I would probably make it work. You know what I mean? And I know I can't go on June 6th. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, do you really want to add one more thing on your plate? Do you really want to add one more thing on your plate? I don't know if I can. I want to. My brain wants to go, right? My brain wants to go. My body's going, settle down, girlfriend. Settle down, girlfriend. Just relax this weekend. Well, he's got 4 hockey games, so it's not going to be relaxed. But you know what I mean. Don't add extra stuff. Because it probably starts at 10, right? Or 9. So I wouldn't be going just to go for... So the game would be till 11. And then by the time I get there, probably 11:30. Then I would have to leave again at 3. Till 5. And then what time does it end? Right? So I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it, or coming home for a nap is more my jam. 9 to 9. Yeah, 4 or 5. And then I wouldn't get there till like 5:30-ish. I don't know. I don't know. He has to be at the rink at 9. 9 in the morning. We could take 2 vehicles in, right? I deserve a day off, but it won't feel like a day off. That's the problem. It's going to feel like I'm rushing. It's going to feel like I'm rushing. Oh, see, that goes what an experience. Where am I going to put the what and? I can't put that there. It's going to feel like I'm just rushing from one place to another. I really want to go. I really want to go, though, but already, like, on Monday, I mean, the baby was in the hospital, so we went and we got Mason, and then I went to the hospital. They dropped me off there, and we went and brought them food, because it was like, you know, they went to the hospital and it was like, oh, she's being admitted, so they had nothing. So we brought them food, brought them water, you know, that kind of stuff. I gave them $20 so they could go and get coffee because there's a Tim Hortons in the hospital and all that stuff. And by the time we got home, it was like 9 o'clock at night. And then on Tuesday, what happened on Tuesday? Oh, I had a whole bunch of filming I had to do and editing. So I did that. And then yesterday was insane. I didn't know that transplanting takes so long. It took me like 3 hours. Yeah, in theory, stopping by would be fun, but I'm going to have Mason and Dave. And I don't want to come home and then go back in. You know, price of gas, it's kind of ridiculous. In the last week, okay, so this was our weekend, right? This is our weekend coming up to the week. So Friday night, we drove to Rishabukto, which is 55 minutes away. You don't get any food when you're in the hospital. They gave her nothing. Nothing. They were there 24 hours. They kept saying they were going to bring her stuff. Nothing. Not a piece of morsel. So we bought them stuff to eat. So Friday we went an hour basically north. Their game was at 6. We went to see the baby before, so that was fun. We weren't allowed to go till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Maybe a day off from Mason's hockey. Oh no. I tried that. No. The whole time I was at the thing, I was just texting Dave and seeing how the game went. No. And Mason didn't like it either. Mason didn't like it either. He didn't like it either. Okay, so we drove an hour north. Then we came home. By the time we came home, it was 8:30 at night. We went to bed. We got up the next morning. We had to drive 45 minutes south in another province. It's not that far from here. It's 45 minutes. So actually closer than staying in our province, but still it's 45 minutes. We went there, played a game, came home. The next morning, we had to leave because he had games 3 hours away in our province, but 3 hours away. And not only that, yes, fear of missing out, absolutely. You know what? The game that I missed, Mason scored twice. And I was like, oh, buddy. He goes, Mammy, you should have seen me play. It was such an awesome game. Yeah, not going to happen. If I can, and I told him, I said, you know what? If Mammy can be there, I will be there. You know, if I can be there, I'm going to be there. If there's something way more, now, when she was in the hospital, when she had the baby, yeah, they brought her food then, but not when she went for the jaundice. They said, oh, we're going to bring you supper and you're going to have breakfast. Nothing. Hi, Alma. If you're like us, missing my granddaughter's basketball game was, nope. That was her excitement. Yeah. Maybe he scored because I wasn't there. Oh, no. A lot of times, last year, for my birthday, when he went on, he says, Mammy, I'm going to score for you today. And it wasn't even 5 minutes in the game and he scored and he looks up at me. And he's like, yeah, Mammy. I don't know what side. I think I like this better than the green. Yeah, I'll go with that. Oh, my goodness. So I just feel like I've been running. So that's why I'm thinking, even though while I would be there, I would just put my hands on my head and just like kind of breathe. It was funny because I was making a video for Patreon and I thought I hit stop and the battery was low, so I didn't. And then when I was editing it, I noticed that it was like almost 30 minutes long and I'm like, that's awfully long for making a page kit, because I was making the page kits for the live for me. And I'm like, that's awfully long. So I start looking and there was like, I don't know, almost 15 minutes of, oh, thank you, Alma. It is exciting. So I start looking and I'm looking at the video. And at one point, I take out a page kit or whatever. I had finished filming the first thing and I was on to my next thing. And I kind of take everything out and all of a sudden you see me put both my elbows on the desk like this, my head down. And you hear me take a huge breath like, okay, I can do this. Oh my gosh. After the weekend we had, it was just like drive here, drive there. It was just crazy. And then the weekend before that, we were away the whole weekend to a tournament. He's got a tournament this weekend. Next weekend, he's only got one game. Up to now, only one game. But next week, we got to move our trailer to the campground. And I know that's an exciting thing, but it's still stressful, right? It's still one more thing. I think the way we're going to do it is just bring our trailer. I'll clean it while we're there, even if we don't sleep in it the first night, whatever. I'll clean it while we're there. And we'll pack our truck and just bring stuff every time we go. We'll fill our trailer that way. I mean, we get up in the morning and we come here to work anyway. So it's not as if we go there and we stay there. We still come home. So we'll do it that way to try to not be as stressful. And we got to start working on our raised beds, right? We here cannot plant for at least another, I don't know, what day are we? Probably 4 weeks. But we need to get our beds all ready. Too many things on the go. You're right, Karina. Too many things on the go. So hockey ends the long weekend of May. So that's my birthday gift. The last weekend of May is the last tournament. And that's going to be my birthday gift. Every year almost on my birthday, we're in a hockey rink. every year. Every year. It's okay. We enjoy it. You know, when Josh played hockey and he stopped, we felt like our social life was done. Our social life was done. So, oh my gosh, it's hot in here right now. I'm sweating buckets, and I don't have a fan in here anymore because I brought my fan into my grow room because you want the wind, if you will, to mimic outside. So that's in there. So I have no fan in here, and I feel like I'm dying. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I have that little one. Let me go plug that in and see if it's too loud for if I'm you know, live. Hopefully it's not too loud. The other one is so far away, you guys don't hear it. This one is a little closer, but it's not as powerful. So let me see here. Okay, did I not plug in the right thing? I did not plug in the right thing. Okay, let's plug in the right thing here. Oh, here we go. You'll probably hear it at the beginning as it starts. Oh, I'm glad I thought of that one. Hopefully it's not too loud. I have it on the lowest. Oh, I could open my windows, right? But we're right at the corner here of a main road, like 2 roads, and it's so loud. Like, it's so loud. It's unbelievably loud. You know, I live on a side road and you wouldn't think it's that busy, but it's pretty busy. So tonight, they're coming over for supper. Yay! I'm going to get to see the baby. I'm going to get to see the... You can't hear it? Okay, good. I'm going to get to see the baby. They're coming at 6. I'm not making anything fancy because, like I said, I don't think I could do it right now. But I'm just making nachos. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go and cook the hamburger, cut up the tomatoes, the green onions, you know, all the fixings. I was going to make a banana cake. If I open the window, I'll freeze. Is it cold? I haven't even looked outside. I have to tell you, today I was like, you know what? I need a break. Yeah, baby Lexi cuddles for sure. And you know what? Where Dave, and Laura, you asked if Dave was in Las Vegas. Yes, he was. Not only that, his phone died. And for some reason, he couldn't charge it. I don't know. So I couldn't even give him updates and stuff. By the time he turned the phone back on, she was born. Everything was done. So I was like, I'm so glad I didn't go. Because even though I couldn't go inside, I still liked that I was close. Right? I still liked that I was close. I was able to go walk with her. I was able to go walk with her and just kind of, you know, panic at home. I was able to go get her dogs. She worries about her dogs. So I went and got her dogs, got them here. Her dogs love it here. So it's not as if it was like a big change for them. They've come here enough that they were quite comfortable. we've been thinking a lot of banana stuff. I was going to make a banana cake with, well, I saw that on the Wads, Kim's video this morning. She made a banana cake with frosting, cream cheese frosting. Man, did it ever look good. But I was like, nope, not doing it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So he got home at 11 o'clock on Friday, which, you know what, we got to meet her at the same time because we weren't allowed to go till 1 o'clock in the afternoon anyways. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Is that what I said? I don't even know what I said. So we went together. So that was, we actually met Jess and Mason there. So Dave and I went for 15 minutes, and then I said, we had each half an hour, but I said to Kate, I said, Mason is biting at the bits, you know, sitting in the thing. So we'll do 15. We'll let him come in and do his half hour, and then we'll come back just before we have to leave for hockey and do our last 15. And Dave, where he had just been on an airplane, he was like, I don't want to hold her because I don't know how many germs I was exposed to. So newborns, you got to be, you know, got to be careful. And then Saturday, one of the kids came to hockey with the flu. So it was like, oh my gosh. Like they had been throwing up for, I don't know, like a day, a whole day. He came to hockey. He was as white as a ghost. We're like, oh my gosh, the whole team is going to get, the whole team's going to get sick with the flu. Which a couple of them did. They were sick by the Monday. But anyway, so then we were like, oh, we better not. So today is really the first day that we're going to get really to see her. I mean, I went to the hospital on Monday and looked at her through, you know, that thing that she was in for the lights. I'm going to go get some white cardstock. And in the hospital here, you still have to wear, in the hospital, you still have to wear masks, and I put gloves on. Didn't have to put gloves on, but I just wanted to be absolutely sure. I mean, I wasn't sick, but, you know, you're talking about a 3-day-old baby there. So, anyway. Eee. There we go. We'll get that done. So we're going to get to see her today. So that's good. And Mason's coming over to sleep tonight because he has hockey first thing in the morning. And it's hard for Jess because she has a brand new job. You know, you can't be saying, and it's been almost every Friday. He has a tournament, you know. Oh, well, I got to come in at noon again today. And because he's got a hockey tournament, you know. So what we've been doing is we've been taking him early and she comes just for the game. So it makes it a little easier for her. And if she wants to go in a little early so that she makes up the time, she's able to, right? So let me see. Let me see. Okay. Ooh. Now I'm kind of getting the chills. Isn't that funny? And I don't think I have, what do you call it? Menopause flashes, hot flashes anymore. My room up here gets insanely hot in the summer, starting about this time till about October. It's so crazy hot. And I could never be one of those people that can sleep with the fan on them. Can you do that? Yeah. All the kids, that's how it is, right? Competitive sports. You know what though? It's been really good that I don't know if the sporting events are looking at when the teachers take a day off, because you know they have those teacher days or whatever. Oops, whatever. So a lot of those days off ended up being on a teacher day. There was quite a few that was on a teacher day. So that worked out. I mean, the kids don't like it. They're like, I was going to have the day off anyway. But I remember one tournament, because Mason is going to an English school, but taking French immersion. And the English school didn't have any school that day, but the French school did. And that tournament, they got beat out early. I think it was in the semifinals. And all the French kids had to go back to school. And they were coming out and they were crying, but not because they lost the game, but because they had to go back to school. Oh, kids are funny. The mom looks at me, she goes, he's crying because he has to go back to school. So, kids are funny. Yeah. No, this room gets particularly hot. Like even in the winter, it doesn't get that cold. Very rarely I have to take and put heat on up here. It just automatically is kind of a warm room. And it's funny because it's the room above the garage, right? And they had told me that, oh, you know, it can be typically cold because it's the room above the garage. And the garage is not insulated by any means. But I guess it kind of is. I mean, it's got a cement floor, but the outer walls had insulation. And I mean, the garage door, obviously, right? That's not really insulated, but yeah, going to school was worse than losing the game. Oh, well. There we go. I don't know. Too bad I don't have a small one of these. I don't have a lot of embellishments with this. I think I was going to concentrate more on your Your scrap room is in the finished side of our attic. Talk about hot. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Okay, I think I'm going to use some of this. Why not? Why not? Why not? There. Here we go. So I edited a whole video, you know, to go on YouTube, and that's usually what takes the longest, is to edit it. And I have to do like an 8-minute voiceover, and I just didn't have the oomph to do it. So hopefully I get it done tomorrow afternoon. And I still haven't edited that diamond painting video. I'm like, is it worth putting it up? It's like a month old now. Whatever I'm talking about on that one. Because believe me, with diamond painting, that's all I do is chat, right? And I mean, you're putting diamonds on, but it's like just talking about life. So everything that I say would be like a month old. But I'm going to try and put that up there, I think. I'm going to put that right there. Well, I'm glad I used this paper weaving thing because it was just going to eventually just get thrown out because, you know, it was going to unweave eventually. Yeah. Whenever I don't want the eye to focus on the words like this, I just flip them upside down. Because then it just looks like, you know, gibberish. And that's fine. Ooh, I want to talk to you about a book I'm reading, because I don't think too many people are talking about it. I can't even remember what it's called. I'm only about 70 pages in, so I suppose it could take a turn for the worse, but up to now, load error. Oh my Lanta. I can't go on Goodreads. What? I can't go on Goodreads. What is going on? Okay, well, one of the books I'm reading, I don't know if you can see this here, but it's called Children of Ragnarok from Cinda Williams-Chima. I read a lot of her books and I really like them. I'm only about 40 pages in and I'm really liking it, but I love her as an author. It's a fairly new book. And then the other one is, oh, what's it called? That is so weird. Why can't I go on Goodreads? It's a sci-fi book. I guess I can't tell you the name of the book. I can't go on Goodreads. Let me try to go on Safari and see if it's Goodreads that is out. Or if it's, yeah, page unavailable. So I'd say Goodreads is having issues. Goodreads is having issues. Are you guys still there? Oh my gosh. I forgot to plug my computer in. Give me a second. Give me a second. You know what? I plugged it into my computer and I just never, didn't I do that before? I plug it into my computer and then I feed it through to go to the back. And then, yeah, I think there's something wrong with Goodreads. But it's a sci-fi, and they're on a ship, That's the new world. And I think it's a young adult. No, it's not a young adult because she's 25. She's 25, so it's not a young adult. Anyway, that is their new world. They're trying to, I think something happened to Earth, and they're trying to get to another place that they can live. They're on this spaceship, and things start happening. So good. So good. I'm almost, I'd say about 70 pages in. And it's really good. I'm enjoying it. And that's another one of my, oh, I know how I can find out. It's one of my library books. It's one of my library books. And it was due to be returned, and nobody else asked for it. So I was able to renew it. It's not often that you can renew books. So it is called The World Gives Way by Marissa Levian. Marissa Levian. So this is the second time like I renewed it or whatever, because I had so many books checked out. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't read all that. So that one I checked, I had The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, and that one there was like 60 people waiting to read it. So that one was like, no, you cannot renew it. So then I read that one before I brought it back. And then I renewed this one because I could. So now I'm reading it because now I can't renew it again. I have to read it. And it's due on the 16th. So I still have 12 days. It's a 400-page book. I'm going to get it done because it's really good. Are you leaving, Karina? You're going to have supper? Have a nice day. Have a good supper. So I'm really happy that I'm reading it now. And I'm also reading that Children of Ragna, whatever. I'm reading that. And that's good too. And I knew I would love that. And it's different enough that I'm not going to mix them up. One is they're on a spaceship. And the other one, it's very, I don't know, it kind of reminds me like Viking-ish. So it's like, they're still on a boat. They're still on like sometimes on a ship, or they talk about ships up to now. But they're on the water and not in the air. So I'm enjoying both books. I'm only well, that's not true. I'm listening to a book by Robin Carr, the one that wrote Virgin River, I think. Yeah, she wrote Virgin River, right? So there was a book on Scribd that sounded interesting to me, so I think I'm going to put that there. But that one, like, I listen to like one chapter a night. That's it. I could have put that title right here, eh? Since I don't know if you can see it though. Let me move it. Let me move it. What is time? What is time? Right? There. Can you believe that Katie's already lost 16 pounds? She sent me a picture and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're almost at the size you were pre-pregnancy. Her tummy, because she's breastfeeding, right? It makes the uterus contract. I don't know. I want it down here, but I find it's... Okay. I think... How about if I cut a little piece like this. That's too big. How about 1.5? Let's cut. I don't know, I just feel like I want it down there. I don't know why. So it's worth a try, right? How are you going to find out new ways or new things or all that good stuff? Leave the title. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try something. Should I put it? Because see, I'm going to have to... I just went to get a drink. What happened to the title? I didn't like it up there. I'm trying to see if I like it here. Now, can I spell backwards? No. That's the question right now. I don't think I can. Experience. There we go. Isn't it funny? Like when it goes backwards, it just feels like it's not the same word. Come on. I didn't like it up there, but then I didn't like it directly on that because it didn't stand out enough. So now I'm trying with that green paper. I like putting little pieces like that. I find it breaks up the page. It brings focal to the area. Come on. Would it be a page without me ripping stuff up? Like really? Would it be a page if I didn't try to move something? Okay. Nicole, do you like paranormal, slightly romantic genre? I ask because my cousin has a number of books out and one is free online for the next few days. Interested? Absolutely. Share, share, share. I'll tell you a little secret. I like, actually, I had that comment before. Is there anything that you don't like? Like, it has to be pretty, I don't know, not really, like, I don't know, just not my thing, I guess, for me not to like it. I just love reading so much. I love stories. So I like stories a lot. Now, I have to tell you, I read a book by Celeste Ng. What's it called? Oh, I can't go check. Oh, maybe I can this one because it was from the library again. And where are the books that I've already read? Borrowed. Our Missing Hearts. Okay. I gave it 4 star. It was probably like a 3.5. Bye, T. It was probably more like a 3.5, 3.75. The story itself, really liked it. I think important for us to read. Some important stuff in there, right? Even though it was fiction, it's based a lot on, it's based a lot on things that are happening. So, loved being, like I said, I always say that. By T, being made aware of stuff, right? Getting out of my bubble. Her writing style, I don't know if it's for me. I love books that when you read, there's conversations, right? Hey, you, what? What are you doing? Like conversations. That book was only 300 pages long, but it took me forever to read because, and I'm not that good at writing, so I couldn't even tell you what type of writing it is. There's no conversation. It's all like every page is a full page, if you know what I mean. And even when they're talking to each other, it's more like written out. Like there's no quotation marks. It's like she said this to him. And so I found it really hard to read because maybe it's because I'm not used to it. And some people had mentioned that before when I, they said her style of writing was beautiful, but I can't even remember what it's called. So I'll probably give another one of her books a try because I did like the story, right? It's not as if I didn't like it. I just won't wait till I have 4 days before the book is due before you lose it. Because that was a little stressful because that 300 pages felt like 600 pages, right? For example, the book I'm reading right now, there's quite a bit of chatting, so you can read through the book a whole lot faster, even though it's still an adult book. It's not like a young adult. And that's what I like about romance. I find, there's quite a bit of chitter-chatter, so you can get through books pretty quickly. I found I read more variety since joining Goodread as I see other people's recommendations rather than searching for what I know. Right? That's what I find. I'm finding that I'm opening up what I'm reading. Oh my gosh. This is a book everybody has to read. It is so funny. So funny. I loved it. I can see myself reading that book again. I already told Dave, you have to read this book. Katie's texting me. She texts me like all the time about the baby, sends me hundreds of pictures. I love it. Okay, so this is the next book, Remarkably Bright Creatures, and it's about octopuses. Now, I would say if you're going to read that, I would read first a nonfiction book about octopus. I wish I could go on Goodreads. Is it working? Oh, it's working. Yay. And the only reason that I say that is because by the time you read that book, you're like, oh, so it's not far-fetched. Oh, it's called The Soul of an Octopus. It's actually a non-fiction book. Like, it's literally about real octopus and some real, like, octopus and stuff and just their habits and all that stuff, right? So I read that one first, and then I read the other one. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Alice says, I love historical romance, but so many of them have that you don't enjoy. Yeah. I find sometimes it's a little bit much. I tried to like kind of quickly skip over those. The Winemaker's Wife, that's a good one. Oh my gosh. And I can't remember having any explicit scenes in that. That was a good one. The Book of Lost Names. That's not a historical romance though, but oh my gosh, that was good. You've read a lot of good things about that octopus book, and it's so weird because it's literally a non-fiction book about octopus, but that writer is good. She good. She makes it interesting. And I said to Dave, I said, I never thought that I would be interested in reading about octopus. Right? I said, but it's so good. And Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand, or Sarah Swan, when she used to make YouTube videos for scrapbooking, said that you should read those in that order. And I trust her, so I did. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did, because then it made it even more, I don't know, touching, because I knew a little bit more about octopus. And I bring up that show again, A Man Called Uva, or with the new movie, A Man Called Otto. It kind of gives me, I'm going to have to turn off that fan. I moved it, but now it's right on me and cold. Okay. So it has like an older lady, that remarkably bright creatures. It has an older lady, a little grumpy, not too grumpy, but a little grumpy, and a man. I can't even say a boy because he's 30, and just the dynamic between the octopus, that old lady, and that boy, or that man, that young man. So good. So good. That's another one that I read pretty quickly. It was so good. And it did help that I had to return the book. So it's either read it or lose it. Have I watched A Man Called Otto yet? No, not yet. I will. As soon as life slows down. I just don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know when that's going to happen. There. put that there. There. Okay. Is there anything else I can add to this? Let me see here. I don't have any other flowers or anything, so I don't think I'll put that. Just trying to see if, you know, try to put on as many things as possible. I did put an extra little piece of pattern paper there. I'm wondering if I should put one down here too. I like to do that. I like to frame. Yeah, that's pretty close to the same size. I like to frame my journaling block. So let's try to do that. In case it's not good, I can't see it. It's got Tom Hanks. If he can make being on an island with a basketball an amazing movie, I'm thinking that guy can do anything. Right? When people were telling me, it's like, okay, he's marooned on an island with a basketball and people are raving about this movie. Like, what's going on? There. Okay, I like that. Kind of adds another little layer there. Okay. I like that I moved that here because now it's contained in this. I kind of like that. I didn't like it at first because you couldn't see the words, but I like it now. I like it now. I'm wondering, I agree, Tom Hanks is so good. He's pretty amazing. Okay. Let me see. What else could I put? I think we're just going to do one page today. One page. We showed up, right? One week at a time. We're showing up. So life has got to slow down at one point. I thought about making it at 9 this morning. So maybe, what's next Thursday? Maybe next Thursday I'll do it at 9 a.m. Try to do one at 9, one at 1. Next week, though, is going to be a nasty, crazy week. Monday and Tuesday are shot for me. So tomorrow's shot, Saturday's shot, depending on how they do. Sunday might be shot, but this is the extra team that they did. And this was to see how they would compete with all like the top teams of New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. So this was like the second team of New Brunswick. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not, it's hard to explain, but they actually did okay at the last tournament. They didn't win any games, but that first game, man, they were winning for the first 2.5 periods. They lost it in the last 8 minutes of the game against the New Brunswick team. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys did good. All you had to do was hold it for another 8 minutes and you were winning that game. So I'm going to put that right there. I like adding these little things here and there, right? It just adds so much. How long have I seen that about life slowing down? I know, right? I said to Dave, I said, I can't even imagine to keep up that pace. I don't know how we're going to do it. And I think that's why we like the campground so much, because the summer is all about chilling. The summer is all about chilling. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to leave this top space not written on because I don't have a lot of journaling. So I'm just going to do the bottom. I'll write it down and then I'll just tell you what it says. And to me, the reason I write it down, because this is important stuff to me, because, oh my gosh, I hate it when there's big crowds waiting in line. Oh, I don't like it. I'm maybe, impatient. And then I'm putting down the price. $69 per person, even a child. Yikes. Okay. So this is what I wrote. We got there in time, just in time. Oh, I forgot the just. Dang it. That's the reason why I write it. Right? There we go. We got there just in time. Once we lined up, there was about 25 to 40 people that showed up behind us. And then I just put price $69 per person / child. Yikes. Done. I can throw away that journaling card. And it's journaled. And this was in July. I don't know what day in July, but it was in July. So here I'll just put July 2022. Wow. Can you believe that's almost a year ago? $70 a person. So for me, Josh, and Dave, it cost us $210 to go in for 3 people. Insane. Insane. That was a little crazy. Everything we did was, well, that's not true. Lynn Canyon Park, free. And it was one of our favorites. That's what's so funny. It was one of our favorites and it was free. So, but everything else was crazy. Insane. Crazy insane. There. We'll do that. Okay. Awesomeness. 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 Ooh, I forgot to mention, just before we go, we still have our sale going on. And I'm calling it the Gold Rush Sale. It was, Laura gave me the idea for the name. And it's because Mason's team won gold. Did I say Josh? Mason's team. I do that all the time. All the time. So Gold 50 is 50% off everything. Like the single files, including the new digital files that you get. I don't know how many files, the A4, if you want A4, the cut file, all of that, so that it just cuts it out for you. All the classes, everything. And then it's kind of a celebration because tomorrow or the next day when I upload that video, 1,000 scrapbook process video. Of course, that doesn't count all the lives that I did, but still, the scrapbook process. And of course, baby Lexi, because she's golden. She's golden. Okay. That is it. I'm happy with that page. I'm happy with that page. Now I'm going to go downstairs and I got to take out what's in the dishwasher and put it away. And then I want to get supper started. Okay. You love the color? I do too. Do you remember that collection that I found? And it was like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have bought 15 of those packages. That's from that collection. And all I have left now is like, I have a few backgrounds, but a lot of scraps. So I'm using everything. Give the gorgeous girl a cuddle from me when you see her. Tell everyone we say congratulations. I will. I will. Okay. I'm going to go and get ready for supper. And we will talk to you next Thursday. Probably at 9 o'clock in the morning this time. Probably at 9. Hope you feel better, Laura. We will chat soon. Bye, guys. Bye.